in case something goes wrong, I can replay it for you guys. Okay, here we go. So just to refresh, I am doing, this is day 1 of the Warrior Evolution, and I'm going live with you guys to just kind of bring the orientation live. I know that today's a busy day for most people, so I'm recording it so you can watch the replay when you have or create the time to do that. And today's not going to be a long video, but I did want to go over some things, especially navigation wise, and make sure you know what's what and where everything is. If you are on live with me, feel free to ask me questions in the chat always. I know, neither did I. We're learning new things every day here, Miley. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to share my screen. I'm talking out loud as I do this because it helps me figure out what I need to do. All right, so you know you have access to the membership site. So you should have created a login, username and password for this. This is what I'm going to bring up right now. Ta-da! So once you log in to the Warrior Evolution membership page, you're going to open up to this guy, and I'm on my desktop. So if you're on a phone, it's going to look similar, but a little bit different, which I will point out those differences, the key differences in a moment. But here on the left-hand side is the navigation. This is where all the things live for the Warrior Evolution. Each lesson, video lessons. We also have the Warrior workouts, the daily workouts get posted in here every single day. There's also different types of meditations and visualizations that come on both audio and video that live over here. And we also have mobility routines and the beginner warrior stuff. So the easiest thing to do is to just click to open up that navigation. So for you guys who are just beginning the Warrior Evolution, I'm going to advise you to start where in the tab that I labeled start here, made it real simple, and watch the first few videos in the welcome section. There's an intro video that is going to probably repeat some of the things that I'm mentioning here, but I always like to just do it fresh. And there's how to navigate this membership site, which I'm going over a little bit as well right now. And I'm also talking about the daily 5, which I will get to in a moment. Then if you scroll down even more, you're going to find some downloads. Right now there's 2. One is the Warrior Journal, which is part of our daily practice, and the daily 5, which is also part of our daily practice. So both of these are really easy to download. If you are on the computer, you can literally just take your mouse, click, and drag off the screen into the desktop, and it will save that document on your desktop where you can access it anytime. If you're on your phone, if you hold your finger down on that picture, on that document, it should give you the option to save it. Or if you're having a problem with it, just let me know and I'll help you figure it out. But I want you guys to have these on your phone all the time so that you can pull them up, print them out if you want to. If you're a printer person, I am still somebody who likes to write in a regular planner. So I write everything down. I like to highlight things. I have like a ton of highlighters and different markers over here. And I also like to take notes. So I like to print my stuff. That is always an option for you. But if you are somebody who wants to save paper, or you can work really well on your phone or your device, then you have the option to save all of these things to your phone. I would recommend making an album in the photo section of your phone or your device where you just keep all of these things, any worksheets, any of the documents, any of the pictures, any of the workout accountability calendars, and just keep everything in one spot so that you can stay organized and you don't have to go looking for it through the next 6 months. Okay, so that is this part. I have a little intro about who we are and the mantra of this entire program and kind of like a rally around that. Another really great tip is putting this website as an app on your phone. So I have directions on how to do that. It's pretty simple to do it, so I highly recommend it. And it also makes it easy, so you don't have to like type in the website address every single time you want to go do the workouts every morning or every day, or go access and watch a video lesson for the Warrior Evolution program. And instead it just appears as if it were an app on your phone, just like the weather app or just like the Facebook app on your phone. So you can click it and it'll bring you right there, which is so easy. So I have a little video on how to do that actually. And then the last part, I have a section here in the start here section, which is all about visioning what this is about. Talking about getting clear on the dream that you have, the vision that you have for why you want to do this at all. What is so important for you about overcoming your binge eating habit, overcoming using food in a way that feels unhealthy for you, that isn't serving your life, is in fact getting in the way of you living your life to the fullest. And what would it look like? What will it look like when that habit has been eliminated? When you using food in this manner is no longer an option for you? What do you envision your life looking like? And we actually are going to revisit this many, many times over the next 6 months, because each time it gets clearer, each time it gets more crisp, more details come into play. And this is something that we use to go back to kind of remind us why we're doing all of this, especially when shit is starting to hit the fan. Life feels overwhelming. You're gonna come up against some resistance as you start moving out of your comfort zone and start taking on different new habits, taking on different parts of you that maybe you have swept under the carpet, or maybe you have been using food to escape from and not have to face. And we're instead going to face some of those things. So that's when it gets hard. That's when we want to run back to our comfort zone. That's when we want to say, F it, and go into the kitchen and go back to old habits. And you're going to be tempted to do it. Honestly, you will do it throughout the recovery process, because that's just what recovery is. And it's okay. And it's okay. And I say that right off the bat because I think a lot of us carry around so much shame around this habit, and it sucks. It sucks. And it also drains us. It sucks out our whatever willpower we have. It sucks out whatever motivation we have. It sucks out whatever hope that we have for us overcoming this. And that's why we go back to this vision cast of what it will be like, why we're doing all of this, and reminding ourselves, oh, right, it's for this picture that I have in my head. It's for this feeling that I intend to wake up with and live my life with, and not only speak, but act out in my life every single day. That's where I'm going. That's why I'm doing this. And that is extremely strong for each of you when you get really deep. And I'll tell you, it will be deep. It might even be something that like really pulls at your heartstrings, that, I mean, brings tears to your eyes. Like, it is something that's really personal to you. And the clearer that you get on this, the more that you allow yourself to feel what it's like when you get there, when you arrive there. And also the feeling of recognizing how it feels to stay where you are and continue this, knowing how much pain it does cause you, even though it's comfortable to stay here. It's that like comfort zone that's also pain, but going forward is scary and unfamiliar, and we don't know what that's going to look like. And so we stay in our comfort zone because it's at least something that we can handle, even if it's miserable. So having that vision casting is something that we're going to review and go back to like monthly at the very least. But this is the first video on that. And if you've watched this video before, then I would just encourage you to continue doing like the meditations, because each time you do it, it gets clearer and clearer. And there's an exercise in here where we journal on it. We write out what comes up for us, whatever scenes we have in our mind. That is, I want to hear all of it. I want you to see all of it. Okay, moving on. We have a section here on the left for the Zoom. This is the Zoom link that we're on right now, and this is where I do the live warrior workouts every single morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So if you want to jump on live with us, I'm doing it. I'm always there, 9:30. Pretty much never miss a day. And then Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern is when I do the lives as well. This is also the link that we use for our group calls. So it's really simple. Just keep it all in one place. All right, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. If, depending on your screen, you may not have access to phase 2 and 3 yet. Like, I don't have access right now. But you will have access to phase 1, which is already packed with at least 4 lessons. And there are multiple videos inside of each of those lessons. So I'll click on lesson 1. And we're jumping right in to what we are focusing on for this month. And there's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot. And and when I say this month, I'm just speaking out of habit. I really mean the first phase, you coming into this program and really assessing where you're at from the very beginning is gonna be different for everyone. And originally this was a 3-month program, so each phase was 1 month long. But I realized, in getting feedback from the women who went through it the first time, that it really wasn't enough time to dive into all of the information and implement all of the exercises that we were doing in that frame of time. So I extended it to a 6-month long period of time that we have to do all of these lessons. So instead of it being a week by week program, you really can go at it at your own pace, taking in whatever lessons you want in as quickly or as slow of a time as you need to. And I actually advise you to take it slow. I advise you to take it 1 lesson a week, or even less than that, like a couple of videos a week, because each video has different exercises, has different things for you to start and put into your life and try out and try on. And I don't want you to rush through it. I really want you to take it in as you can. The other thing that's changed, and this will open up soon, is I would say in the phase 1, that is the foundational piece. All of the lessons, all the videos in the first 4 lessons build on each other. I will say that. But in phase 2 and phase 3, it really opens up. So you can go to different lessons out of order. Some things are going to be more applicable for other people. Like, some people use emotional eating as a tool to deal with their emotions, and some people don't. So that might be something you would want to go to sooner. And somebody who nighttime binge eats may want to go to that sooner than another person. So I would say I'm keeping phase 1 open to all the lessons. I want you guys to take it lesson by lesson, take it slow, take it gradual, and after about the first 4 weeks, I'm going to open up to phase 2 and phase 3, which you can then access freely, out of order, whatever time that you want to. The other thing I want to mention about taking it slow is that I'm going to be introducing a lot of things to you, but there is no expectation that, 1, you have to implement all of these things, and 2, that you have to implement them all at once, especially. I encourage you to literally take it moment by moment. There's, for instance, new habits that we're going to be adding into your routine, and even encouraging you to take the space out of your day to start adding these practices in. And at some time in the future, you may be like, oh, this is so easy. This is when I do my meditation. This is when I do my movement practice. This is when I do my lessons. And you'll have that time carved out. But in the beginning, you're going to be figuring out how to do that. And I just want to encourage you that spending 15 minutes at the beginning every single day is good enough to get you started. Just like we do in the workouts, you're going to start where you are. And I want you to apply things that you're going to be consistent with. I'm super like ambitious at the start of things. And I'm going to do 2 hours a day of work. And I'm going to listen to a video every single day, like 1 hour. And I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do the thing. And then I'm going to make my meals. And then I'm going to do all these other activities. I'm going to do my daily 5. I'm going to drink my water. And I overextend myself. And then I can't keep up with that every single day at the beginning because it's just a lot of change at once. And I don't work well when I do a lot of change at once. So I need to cut it back a little bit and do a little bit at a time and implement one thing after another after it's kind of set its foundation. So even if you're starting off with 15-minute chunks a day of watching a lesson and then applying an activity, that is great. That is great. Start where you are. Even in the meal suggestions that I make in the foundational nourishing meal video, I make a lot of recommendations. So even if you apply one of those every few weeks, amazing. Even if you applied one of those to one meal and not even to all your meals, great, that's a step in the right direction. So wherever you at, I want you to just take it slow. All right, so we have phase 2, phase 3 lessons. We have the mindfulness meditations here. Click on it. If you're on your phone, you're gonna click on it, and then you have to scroll all the way to the bottom. So keep swiping up until you get to the bottom, and that's where you'll find the videos if you're on your phone or iPad. So we have meditations, some are audio, some are video. This is a tapping video. I cannot wait to get into EFT tapping with you guys. The workouts, of course, warrior workouts live here. We have the September accountability calendar right here. I love seeing you guys post your sweaty selfies in that. The warrior mobility routines. I'm actually going to be recording some new ones because these are pretty old. Look, Knox is in this. So I'm going to be recording some new ones. I don't know why this one's not coming through. And look, I have pink hair in these. And then the beginner warrior section, which is great because it's 5 workouts, but we're taking it slow and we really break things down. So I love this section. I actually think I'm going to record some new beginner warrior workouts to add to this as well. All right. Okay, what else did I want to cover today? Equipment. So equipment for the lessons. Hold on. Let me come back to you. Stop share. Okay, so equipment for the lessons. I would recommend getting a notebook or a journal. Could be the most basic thing, but how about somewhere where you're going to dedicate to writing thoughts, writing notes, journaling in, keeping it all in one spot. And in terms of the warrior workouts, starting off with at least a set of dumbbells. If you don't have a set of dumbbells, get 2 heavy cans or 2 bottles of water and start with that. I do recommend if you have a printer and you want to print some things out, that's convenient and great, but it's not necessary. The warrior journal is something that we will encourage you to do every day, but you actually don't have to do it on the proper form. You can write that in your own journal and just go back to the prompts every single morning. What else do we have? Okay, so what are we going to be doing daily, weekly, and monthly? So daily, you have your warrior journal, which I'm going to introduce to you in one of the intro videos. You have your daily 5, which is 5 things that you're committing to doing every single day. And remember, this is something to strive for, but in the beginning, you're going to be working at it. So drink half your body weight in ounces of water a day. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. It's just good. We need nourishment. We need water. We need hydration. And usually we drink way too little water. And yes, I would love this to be just straight up regular water. This is a bottle I got from Target the other day. It came in a set of 2 for $16. Pretty sweet. And it's 32 ounces. So if you were to drink 3 of these, it would be, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, 3 of these, it would be probably around, just a general estimate, probably around the amount of water that you need to drink a day. Half your body weight in ounces of water. Daily 5-second thing. Just a 5-minute journal reflection. This can be done at any time of the day, in the morning, randomly throughout the afternoon, or before you go to bed. But just a reflection on what came up for you today, what was a win, what was something you struggled with, and something that you were proud of, just whatever is real for you. Just keeping track. We can start to really look at our patterns as we journal every day. The third thing is just an emotional check-in with yourself at some point throughout the day, and a release. So a release would look like some deep breathing. A release might look like dancing. A release might look like you moving your body. A release might look like you journaling. It could be a few of those things. It could take you 20 minutes or it could take you 2 minutes, whatever it is that you need. But just bringing awareness to our emotions is something that is going to be a regular practice in this program. 4, move your body. I said 30 minutes, but the warrior workouts are 22 minutes, so we'll keep it in like the 20 to 30 minute range. And this is something that can look whatever you needed to look that day. If it's lifting weights with me, that's what it is. If it's going for a walk on your own, that's what it is. If it's taking your dog for a walk around the neighborhood a few times to get out in the cool, fresh autumn air that we're experiencing in the Northeast right now, that's what it is. If you're in California and the air quality is not great, inside is the best place for you to be, and maybe that looks like a warrior workout or some other type of online virtual workout experience. Dancing, there's a million free things on YouTube, so I just want you guys to be able to do it consistently. And like I said, you got to start where you are. So if that looks like you just moving your body and going for a walk for a few minutes a day, that's where you start. And you can build yourself up to that. I want it to be something that you can do daily. And the last thing is 1 hour of quality you time. And this ideally is like part of your morning routine. This is you waking up a little bit early to align yourself to how you want to show up today. And maybe during that hour of time, you do all of these daily 5s. Maybe you don't have an hour in the morning, but you do have an extra 15 minutes. Great, start with that. Maybe you have no time in the morning that's not available to you, but you do in the afternoon or you do in the evening. Great, that's what I want you to work with. Always starting where you are, working with what you got. Okay, so I think I covered the majority of the orientation stuff. I know it's like a lot of logistics and not super exciting, but it is cool to see what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be working on. For those of you who are doing the program, I send you an email. So just make sure you schedule a one-on-one call with me this week. It's the first one-on-one call of the program, and then we're going to be starting the group calls next week. So not this week, the following. And last but not least, I want you guys, I'll be posting right after I get off of this live, I'll be posting like an intro post where you can introduce yourself, introduce what you're here for, what you are envisioning yourself, what does food freedom mean to you, what does it look like when you overcome this habit of binge eating and overeating and using food. What does life look like for you? How is it that you want to feel? Let's start setting our intentions now. Let's start tapping into that now, because there's only today. I heard this thing on a podcast earlier today, and I wonder if I'm going to say it wrong, but it's basically like, what is the worst day of the week to start your new thing, to start your transformation, to start a new challenge? What is the worst day of the week to start a new challenge? What do you think? Tomorrow. Tomorrow's the worst day of the week to start a new challenge. It's today. Today, this moment, the next available opportunity for you to reset your mind, to do one thing, to get you back on track, to get you realigned, to get you refocused. We're going to talk a lot about this in the program, especially when we do act out on binge urges, that we're not going to wait until tomorrow or a Monday or at the end of the weekend to get back on track. It's the next available moment. So on that note, I'm gonna take advantage of this moment and say thank you guys for joining me. I can't find myself, there I am. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I'm really excited to start. This is gonna be a great 6 months. This is gonna be a great warrior evolution. Just letting you know that this is an ongoing program. So even if you didn't join officially to start with us today, it's an ongoing enrollment. So when you do choose to jump in and start, you have your 6-month access. So it's going to be this ongoing program that I'm pretty much going to be doing from this point forward. So that's really exciting. And yeah. All right, if you guys have any questions, please write them in the comments and I'll get to answering them today. And I cannot wait to begin this week with you. All right, have an amazing day and I'll see you later. Bye. Now to figure out how to